text, audio, and video news of the globe from Scientific Television. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with us. Thank you.
Now listen to the headline news. Tumbler Ridge mass shooting. What we know so far. Police release man detained in connection to Nancy Guthrie disappearance. 12 things we spotted in the Oscars class photo. Under fire, Trump Commerce Secretary confirms he visited Epstein's Island. South Korean pair disqualified for using banned wax. Australia's opposition leader under pressure after key resignation. India orders social media firms to remove unlawful content within 3 hours. Andrew sent Epstein UK briefing on Afghan investments, document suggests. Trump threatens to block opening of US-Canada bridge. Her sons were killed by Islamist militants. She's among thousands who had to flee. Britney Spears sells rights to entire music catalog. A simple guide to the crisis in South Sudan. Disney advert banned for showing disturbing severed body. Death to Khamenei, chanted during Iran state celebrations. Emergency call released of boy who swam for hours to save family. Now listen to the main detailed news. 9 people were killed and at least 25 injured in a mass shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School and a nearby home in rural British Columbia. Police responded within minutes after receiving reports of an active shooter and imposed a lockdown across the small community. The suspect was found dead inside the school. Authorities continue searching properties while investigating the tragedy, one of Canada's deadliest attacks. Police briefly detained and later released a man in Arizona while investigating the abduction of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, mother of TV anchor Savannah Guthrie. Authorities searched his Rio Rico home but found no confirmed link. Newly released FBI footage shows an armed, masked figure tampering with her door camera the night she vanished. Blood was found at her home, and ransom notes surfaced as a nationwide search continues. Hollywood's Oscar nominees gathered at the Beverly Hilton in Los Angeles for the annual Academy Luncheon and class photo ahead of the March ceremony. Stars including Timothée Chalamet, Emma Stone, Michael B. Jordan, and Kate Hudson mingled in a relaxed setting celebrating their nominations. The photo highlighted fashion moments, returning winners, and first-time nominees, reflecting the diversity and excitement surrounding one of cinema's most anticipated global award events. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick admitted he visited Jeffrey Epstein's Island in 2012, contradicting earlier statements that he had ended contact years before Epstein's conviction. Emails released by the Justice Department confirmed the visit. Lawmakers from both parties questioned his credibility, and some demanded his resignation, though the White House expressed support. The disclosure emerged alongside new unredacted Epstein files and renewed attention to survivors advocating legal reforms. 2 South Korean cross-country skiers were disqualified from the Winter Olympics qualification round after banned fluorinated wax was detected on their skis. The International Ski and Snowboard Federation confirmed the violation during equipment testing. The athletes, Han Dassum and Lee Eujin, were removed from the women's classic sprint event. Officials stated the substance could provide a competitive advantage, enforcing strict regulations introduced to protect fairness and athlete safety. Australian opposition leader Susan Ley faces renewed instability after Shadow Defence Minister Angus Taylor resigned, opening the door to a possible leadership challenge. Taylor publicly questioned her ability to lead following the coalition's historic election defeat and ongoing poor polling. The Liberal National Coalition has repeatedly split and reunited under Lay, reflecting deep internal divisions. Media reports suggest Taylor's allies may push for a spill motion to contest her leadership. India has introduced stricter digital rules requiring social media companies to remove unlawful content within 3 hours of notification, replacing the earlier 36-hour deadline. The rules apply to major platforms and AI-generated material, which must now be clearly labeled and traceable. Companies must also detect illegal AI content using automated systems. Critics warn the changes could expand censorship powers, while the government has not publicly explained the accelerated enforcement timeline. Documents in newly released Epstein files suggest Andrew Mountbatten Windsor shared a confidential UK trade briefing with Jeffrey Epstein in 2010 while serving as a trade envoy. The file detailed investment opportunities in Afghanistan and other overseas reports. Police are assessing whether an investigation is needed. Critics condemned the disclosure, calling it inappropriate. Andrew denies wrongdoing, but the revelations have renewed scrutiny of his official conduct and past associations. The White House has demanded shared U.S. authority and ownership over the Gordie Howe International Bridge, linking Michigan and Ontario, despite Canada funding the project. President Donald Trump threatened to delay its opening, arguing the arrangement is unfair to the U.S. Prime Minister Mark Carney called the discussion positive and defended the bridge as a symbol of cooperation. American and Canadian leaders warned closure would damage both economies. Thousands of refugees fleeing jihadist violence in Burkina Faso and Mali are seeking safety in overcrowded camps in Ivory Coast. Survivors like Yameogo Aminata recount brutal attacks that killed family members and destroyed villages. The Sahel insurgency has displaced millions, overwhelming humanitarian facilities. Despite limited resources, Ivory Coast continues accepting refugees. Russian-backed regional military governments have failed to stop militant groups, leaving civilians trapped between conflict, trauma, and uncertain futures.